Hello everyone, come back again with me. The continuation of teaching pedagogy. Last time we discussed about English for young learners and its teaching pedagogy. Today we are going to move to the other discussion that is teaching general English. Um, the teaching of general English here usually in our context, especially in Indonesian context, if you still remember when you are in the last year or in the year when you study in junior high school and senior high school. So general English is basically people in Indonesia assume that this kind of general English is for junior and senior high school. And what is general English actually? When you study English without particular purposes in mind, people claim, or many scholars claim, that this is general English. It is a little bit different when you study English with particular purposes in mind. For example, if you want to study English only due to your job or related to your job as a businessman, or you are going to work in company like joint venture for the purpose of the business, then you need to survive in that context by studying English for businesses purposes. And second example is when you study English because you work in a hospital, and then like doctor, for example, this job need you to survive, to understand several words related to medical. So you need to study English for medical purposes. But when you study English for general purposes, mean you study without particular purposes in mind, and especially it is not related to your job. So you just want to study English for the sake of being, for the sake of understanding English, and then you, if you are interested, you can go more and more or go deeper and deeper. And therefore, when you study English for general purposes, if you still remember when you are in junior and senior high school, usually general English focus on grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So this is the knowledge of the language. You do not use the language, but you still want to know the knowledge. Grammar is the knowledge of English. Vocabulary is the knowledge of English. And also how to pronounce word is also the knowledge of English. It is different when you study listening, speaking, and then writing and reading. This is the skill. But English for general purposes, mainly for understanding the knowledge of English. And then uh, when when you were in senior high school, you still remember some teaching technique, or what we call as a teaching pedagogy employed in general English. For example, your teacher uh, utilize what we call as GTM, or grammar translation method. In this technique, teacher focus on teaching grammar every day, every meeting of your English subject. Teacher always discuss the grammar. This week, for example, you study present tense, and then next week probably your teacher are moving to teach you past tense, past perfect tense, present perfect tense, future tenses, anything like that. So when your teacher focusing on teaching grammar, your teacher is utilizing the technique, what we call as grammar translation method. If you don't understand, sometimes the teacher translate. For example, when teacher giving you an example of particular sentences, Susi goes to Malang. And then your teacher usually translate, Susi pergi ke Malang. Itulah yang disebut dengan grammar translation method. And then the other method usually used for general English is PPP or 3P. PPP stand for presentation, practice, and production. So teacher present the rule of the grammar, and then subject, for example, subject, predicate, and then the object. And then teacher also present the example subject, for example, Budi, and then the predicate is was, and then the object, teacher. So the sentence become Budi was a teacher. And then after that, they invite you to practice those patterns. Budi was a teacher, Noni was an actress, and then Puji was a dancer, for anything like that. So you produce this type, or this teaching technique is called presentation, practice, and production, or PPT. Another way of teaching grammar, usually using drilling. Drilling means ask you to repeat what the teacher says. For example, she is going to school. Okay, and then the teacher changes into he, and then everybody in the class usually talks, say together. He is going to school. They are going to school. We are going to school. Now school kita pindah menjadi zoo. We we are going to the zoo. Kita pindah lagi zoo menjadi market. We are going to market. Oh, that's all about drilling. So to make students have their understanding of the grammar, a particular grammar pattern. And then the other way, the other teaching technique for general purposes is the silent way. The silent way, in silent way, teachers prepare a lot of media because teacher um, doesn't want to dominate the class. The teacher want to be silent, so the picture or the media will help the teacher to explain to the students a particular grammar feature. For example, teacher use a picture of Budi, yeah, in the form of photo, and then teacher also use the picture of market, and then the teacher also what is it, use the picture of go, ada tulisan go di tengah, kemudian the teacher try to arrange the subject Budi, and then goes, and then another picture is market. The teacher just silent. They invite student to create sentence Budi, and then students say Budi goes to market, or something like that. So this is what we call as a silent way. So I know that you have already experienced this all along your study in junior high school and senior high school. Many students claim that this kind of method, this kind of technique is boring because you do not have the opportunity to speak, to communicate, to practice in English. So that's why sometimes you just memorize the grammar pattern without being able to communicate a particular pattern to the other friend or with the teachers or with other people outside of the class. So you feel like boring. Also, the result of research show that when you study that way using a very old method, what we call as a grammar translation method, PPP, and drilling and silent way, the result of communication of your speaking skill is not that good, or you are considered as a low proficient in communication. All right. However, general English is still needed to some degree. Yeah. It doesn't mean that we don't need general English. For example, you need also another skill, for example, writing. But if you understand, what is it, rules of the rules of grammar, anything like that, you understand a lot of vocabulary, then your writing is going to looks very amazing. But if you don't understand the pattern of particular structure, then you sometimes got confused how to write a particular idea, how to express your idea in written form. So to some degree, to some extent, general English is still important, especially for reading and for writing, not for communication. However, in order that students learn to get the optimum result, or to get the optimum out to get the optimum result of learning, teaching grammar should be introduced in integrative and communicative ways. Yeah, let me give you the example of very communicative teaching grammar. Yeah, or grammar teaching. So actually, a teacher should have an effort to make some media to make the student understand. Even if you are teaching grammar, this still like more is still like in interesting. All right, let me show you the example of the way teaching grammar communicatively.
Does? Well, the grammar wheel is a tool that can help fix this problem. Hi, it's Sam here from Teacher Sam, the channel that helps make your teaching life that little bit easier. The focus of today is English language learning, and in the video I'm going to show you what the grammar wheel is and what's included in the free template, just in case you want to download it. So what is the grammar wheel? Well, let's find out. Okay, the grammar wheel is a colour-coded wheel that students can rotate to find the relevant auxiliary verb to form the question. All they do is match up the colours. So for example, we have what does and what does you. The green doesn't match the blue, so that's an invalid question. If we can rotate the wheel in the centre to get the correct question form, what does he? We can use what does she, what does it, and what does Sam. What does we is then invalid as the colours do not match. We have to use a blue, the blue colour, which we have what do we. Now as you can see, do here has an orange. The only one in the wheel that has an orange is I. So we can say what do I. We can also use what was I what did I, and what will I. There you go. This is the grammar wheel. It has helped many of my students in class. I tried to make a digital copy. I did post this on Facebook, and I got many people responding with ideas on how to make one. But it didn't feel right for me. I think this is more of a tactile tool for the classroom. And I think it works really well, and they do end up remembering the correct auxiliary verb with the subject. Let's do another one. So let's go with where are, where are we, where are they, where are you. Let's use will. So will, we can see, has three colours, blue, green and orange. So we can use all of them. We can say where will you, where will he, where will she, where will it, where will Sam, where will we, where will they, and where will I. There you go. Now I'm going to show you the free template and what's included if you want to download it. So in the free template, you will receive a template to be designed by yourself, a template with words, and one fuller coded template which I created. What you need is you need paper or card, you need one of these, you need crayons or felt tips, and you can print your final grammar wheel on paper or card and then laminate it if you want. So yeah, this is the blank template, and this one where you can design it yourself, write the words, use different colours. Here I just have with the words on, which you can add colours, and also the one I created, which this will save you time if you wish to you can just print that off, cut it out, laminate it before if you want, and then use one of these. I think they're called butterfly clips. I'm not sure what they're called, but this will hold them together. But it's very easy to create. But yeah, if you want a free template, please download it. And that's it. I hope this video has been useful for you, and it saves you some time in the classroom. Please give this video a like if you want to see more content like this, and please subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Yes. Okay. So when you are teaching grammar, even though many people claims that grammar teaching is really boring, but basically it depends on a teacher teaching technique, the way you deliver the material in fun way, using the games, using some media or the media that I have already shown you the example from YouTube, and you can always find a lot of idea from the YouTube and any other website, because today is the internet era. I'm quite sure as a teacher later you need to study how to access some information to make your class more interesting, even though many people claim that grammar is not really interesting subject. All right, thank you. I'm going to continue for another types or technique of general English using communicative way in the next video. But bye for now, and I'll see you for the next video, and keep up the good work.